His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, my immense fortune that I have to introduce His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, whose name itself is an introduction. But there is a formality, and many of you may not know all the details. There is a huge thing given to me, but I will just read the first part and then I'll go straight to the way I relate to him so that you can relate to him better. So, Giriraj Maharaj was born as Glen Teton. That's a Teton is a mountain, and Giriraj is a so the holiest of holy mountains. That's how Prabhupada actually named. And he met Srila Prabhupada in 1969 when he was studying in Boston. And after meeting Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj's own words that just a short, brief interaction with Prabhupada was sufficient to convince him that whatever education he had so far is insignificant in front of that just 1.5 hours or maybe 1 hour of interaction. And that's how then Giriraj Maharaj, once he's convinced of something, then he takes it up. So he joined. So this is his beginning time for us who are in Mumbai. How many of you have seen the serial by Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Abhay Charan? Yeah, most of you have seen. So you must have already seen there is a sweet Giriraj Brahmachari there. That person has played really good role. But you can see the glimpses of what he had to do for building the Juhu temple. He's written a book on that called as I Will Build Your Temple, that Prabhupada's promise to Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari. The Juhu story. It's an amazing story. How many of you have read that book? Again, quite a few. But those who haven't, you should, maybe, I don't know, that might be there also. You can purchase that. And there is today a new book also will be launched called as Dancing White Elephants. So both the books you should take. So this Juhu story book is again, I read it twice myself. Our Sachipan Prabhu's younger son, he read it thrice. It is so, it's amazing book and it has so many lessons to learn on Krishna conscious leadership, which comes to two prominent persons in that book. One is Prabhupada and then His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. So this is his Juhu connection to all of us, Mumbai, because that is our most prominent temple. Mumbai means ISKCON Juhu. For the hospital, we all have known our dear chairman Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Rishikesh Mafatlal, and another trustee, Srinathji Prabhu, Dr. N.D. Desai. They have been the pillars behind Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Both of them being from such prominent industrial houses, families, they were cultivated personally by His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. And that was his like, you can say the USP they call. He was expert in making the big people into devotees. That was his expertise. All big people, you name them in India, not only in Mumbai, they will have some connection. And not only that, his memory is so photographic that you ask him some question, generally Maharaj will always answer the question. When I was in Hyderabad with Srila Prabhupada in this day, it was evening 7 p.m. and Mr. This was sitting left to ma. So you can't believe what kind of details he has in his memory. So this is what Maharaj is to us. And of course we have the branch in Vrindavan called as Vrindavan Hospice. It's a hospital now. And that whole building simply came up because of Giriraj Maharaj's desire that those devotees who come to Vrindavan and they want to leave their bodies in Vrindavan, they should have a place. And it was again how caring Maharaj is, that it was one of his disciples who left her body, Archa Vigraha Mataji. In her memory, Maharaj has made that hospice. So this is how Maharaj is. And also we look at such great personalities through the eyes of Guru Sadhu Shastra. So my own Guru Dev, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. For him, he describes Giriraj Maharaj as, for me, Giriraj Maharaj means Prabhupada. This is how it is described. So whatever Giriraj Maharaj speaks, that means for him, it is Prabhupada speaking. That's how it is. So let us welcome His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. We are very, very grateful to you, Maharaj, for giving us time here. And we'll welcome Maharaj by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. We also have one of his prominent disciples, His Holiness Bhagavat Maharaj here. So we welcome him also. Hari Bol. And other devotees headed by Swarup Damodar Prabhu who have come with him. Let us welcome all of them also by loudly chanting Hari Bol. And thank you all for coming. Now over to Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. I will begin by singing the Mangalacharana prayers and leading a short kirtan. And then, as requested by Madhavananda Prabhu, I'll speak about Srila Prabhupada in Bombay. And specifically, I'll read from this book, Dancing White Elephants, about some significant interactions with Srila Prabhupada in Bombay. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupa Sagritam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabdutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitangscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajaka Stotra Satusi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajaka Stotra Satusi Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I shall read from Dancing White Elephants, traveling with Srila Prabhupada in India, August 1970 to March 1972. And I will read about the first Bombay Pandal at Cross Maidan. March 25th through April 4th, 1971. 20,000 people attended the Pandal daily, 30,000 on weekends. Srila Prabhupada spoke strongly, and people responded favorably. One evening, he performed initiations and a full Vedic wedding with a fire sacrifice for Bhagavan Das from Sweden and Padmavati Dasi from Australia. This is the real United Nations, he declared, and the entire audience clapped and cheered. Srila Prabhupada told the crowd, quote, "My Guru Maharaj, Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Prabhupada, was creating more brahmacharis and sannyasis for preaching work, but I am creating more grihastas. Because in Europe and America, the boys and girls intermingle, so it is very difficult to keep one brahmachari. So there is no need of artificial brahmacharis. It is sanctioned. My Guru Maharaj wanted to establish Daivi Varnashram. It doesn't matter whether one is sannyasi or a grihasta or a brahmachari. The main principle is Bhagavat Bhajan. But practically also, I may inform you that these married couples are helping me very much. I sent 3 married couples to England. Who knows who the 3 couples were? If you know, raise your hand. Yes, Madhavanand. Yes, yes, okay. But practically also, I may inform you that these married couples are helping me very much. I sent 3 married couples to England. All of them are present here. And they worked so nicely that within 1 year we started our London temple. And that is going on very nicely. And they met the Beatles and especially George Harrison. He became a devotee, practically a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Madhavisa was in charge of the stage program. Tamal Krishna was the general manager, and he made me the temple commander of the Pandal, putting all the responsibility and work on my shoulders. So I was at the Pandal through the afternoon, while the other devotees were back at the Akash Ganga apartment with Srila Prabhupada. No one stayed to help, and I didn't actually know what to do. Srila Prabhupada would come late in the day, and before going on stage for the program, he would sit behind in one of several rooms formed with cloth attached to Bombay bamboo poles. One afternoon when he came, the room was a mess. The rented sofas were out of place. Used dirty cups were left around, and the tables had not been dusted or washed. As I was practically the only devotee there, Prabhupada asked me, "What is this? Why is everything so dirty?" I replied, "I don't have anyone to help me. I have to do everything myself." He looked at me and said gently but firmly, "It is better to control 5 asses than to work like an ass yourself." That's a very important principle. After a few more days struggling, I decided to take a bus to Akash Ganga and meet with Prabhupada. When I was alone with him in his room, I told him that Tamal Krishna hadn't been giving me any help. Prabhupada said that I should tell Tamal that if he didn't give me help, I would quit. I also asked Prabhupada about the use of force. I had seen some devotees shout at the hired workers and even kick them, and I wondered if that was all right. Prabhupada replied, "We cannot force them, but we can trick them." Then he told me a story. A teacher had a student who hated arithmetic. Whenever the teacher would try to tell him about arithmetic, the boy would refuse to hear. Finally, the teacher devised a plan. He drew 3 cows and 1 bull on the board and asked the boy, "If a farmer has 3 cows and 1 bull, and he gets 2 more bulls, how many animals will he have?" Then the teacher added the 2 bulls to the picture. Now, if he sells 1 cow and 1 bull, how many animals will he have? Thus, the teacher gradually induced the boy to learn arithmetic. Suddenly, one of the boy's friends interjected, "Don't you see what's happening? The teacher is teaching you arithmetic." And the boy responded, "Arithmetic? I hate arithmetic." And he refused to answer anymore. Prabhupada told the story to illustrate the fact that some people are just averse to service. We cannot force them to serve, but we can trick or induce them, and everyone will benefit. In addition to my general duties, I was also responsible for the book tables. I knew from distributing magazines in Boston that the crucial point was to put the literature in the hands of potential customers. They would hold it and page through it, glancing at the pictures and text, and by doing so, they would become attached to it. And then I would ask for a donation. I tried the same approach at the Pandal, but I was dismayed to find that people would simply walk away with the magazine without paying. When I explained the situation to our friend and advisor, Sadaji Whitlow, he told me, "Oh, you can't do that here." "What do we do?" I asked. He replied, "You have to poke a hole through the corner of the magazine and thread a string through it and tie the string to the legs of the table. Then people can hold the magazine, but won't be able to walk off with it." It seemed like a good solution, so I decided to try it. There was a young American man with matted hair, wearing faded white cloth, whom I had noticed around the pandal. And when I asked him if he would like to do some service, he agreed and took up the job of poking holes in the magazines and attaching them to the tables. That person became His Holiness Radhanath Swami. And he said that I gave him his first service in ISKCON, poking the holes through the corners of the magazine. At the start of the evening program, I suggested to him, "Why don't you sit in the audience and hear the lecture?" And when Prabhupada spotted him at the back of the crowd, he had Guru Das bring him onto the stage. Every now and then, Prabhupada would look at me, the newcomer later remembered, and something that had never happened took place in my heart. I was thinking, This is my eternal Father and spiritual master. But my mind rejected it. You should not accept just one man. You should learn from everyone. And my heart was saying, no, no, this is your guru. Can't you see? You should surrender. And while I was going through this intense inner conflict during the lecture, Prabhupada looked right at me. He stopped speaking for a few seconds and looked into my eyes, so serious. And I could actually hear his eyes speaking. Give up your nonsense and surrender. After the lecture, as Prabhupada was leaving the stage, he affectionately rubbed my head and smiled and said, "You come up and sit with us every night, and every morning too." So I did that. And almost exactly 2 years later, the man accepted Prabhupada as his spiritual master and was initiated by him as Radhanath Das, later to become Radhanath Swami. Another newcomer to the Panda was Raghunath Bhagwan Patil, originally from Aravade in the Sangli district of Maharashtra, who was studying chemistry at Kirti College in Dadar, Bombay. Raghunath had been attracted by the appeal saying, quote, American and European sadhus. And this later became Lokanath Swami. As he recalled, quote, I had only heard of Haridwar sadhus or Vrindavan Mathura sadhus or Pandharpur sadhus, so I was curious. That time I didn't get to see Prabhupada. I was mostly meeting devotees, but I was very much impressed with his devotees, his followers. They were serious, grave, convinced, and knowledgeable. And if this was his followers and disciples, then I could only imagine that their guru, their spiritual master, must be far, far superior. There were big ads in newspapers and wall posters, and even a lorry with a big advertisement on its side advertising the Hare Krishna festival at Churchgate. And the advertisement said that sadhus from America and from Europe, from all over, followers of Swami Bhaktivedanta were in town. So sadhus from America were a new thing in India. Sadhus were from Benares. Sadhus were from Haridwar. But sadhus from America was a brand new idea. And the whole of India was curious. And I was drawn to the Hare Krishna festival. Prabhupada was giving lectures, and large crowds were attending the festival. I was approached by devotees 3 times, chanting and dancing, and I was very impressed. The questions and answers were a very impressive part of the festival. I ended up buying some small books. In those days, there were chapters of Bhagavatam, the first step in God realization, the Lord in the heart. All the chapters from the Bhagavatam made into booklets. The Lord in the heart had a pink cover. Raghunath eventually surrendered to Srila Prabhupada and was initiated as Lokanath Das. later to become Lokanath Swami. Srila Prabhupada spoke both morning and evenings. In the mornings from Srimad Bhagavatam and in the evenings from teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Now focusing on the 7th canto history of Prahlad Maharaj. If one could attain love of God, he stressed, it did not matter whether one was a sannyasi, a brahmachari, a vanaprastha, or a grihastha. On March 31st, he spoke strongly on behalf of Krishna, Vishnu. Quote, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your participating in this meeting, Krishna Consciousness Movement. This movement is very much authorized. It is nothing like concocted mental speculation. It is authorized on the basis of Vedic knowledge, specifically, directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, 5,000 years ago, when there is no history of other religion. In the modern age, any religion you consider is not older than 2,600 years. But this Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago. We should consider what were the religions of the world 2,600 years ago, because modern history cannot place before you any chronological list of religious evolution within 2,600 years. There was human society before 2,600 years. And what was their religion? We think from Vedic evidence, the whole world was in Krishna consciousness. There was one God, Krishna, one scripture, Bhagavad Gita, one consciousness, Krishna consciousness, and one work, service of the Lord. So I quote from Prabhupada's talk. It was a wonderful talk. And then he concluded, try to learn Bhagavad Gita as it is. Your life will be sublime. Your life will be successful. This is our mission. We have given so many important books. We have got magazines. If you want to understand through intelligence and philosophy, we have got volumes of books we can deliver. You try to understand. If you simply read our book, Krishna, in 2 parts, I'm sure you will become Krishna conscious, undoubtedly. Or if you feel that you cannot read or have no money to purchase a book, never mind. Lord Chaitanya has given you very simple path. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you chant this mantra with faith and devotion, without any offense, simply by chanting, you will realize yourself, you will realize God, Krishna, and your life will be successful. And if we simply say what Krishna says, what Krishna desires, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Saranam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. If you cannot do anything else, simply tell your friends, my dear friend, please surrender unto Krishna. First, you yourself surrender, and then tell others. Please surrender unto Krishna. Your life becomes sublime and successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. On the last day of the program, April 4th, Srila Prabhupada spoke about devotees and the movement, and he invited the audience to join. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, I thank you very much for kindly participating in today's meeting. We are known practically all over the world as the Hare Krishna people. Wherever we go, they immediately recognize us as the Hare Krishna people. So I'll try to speak something about the Hare Krishna people. I started this movement in New York. I went there in 1965, and for 1 year I had no shelter, nor any means to maintain myself. I had some books only, Srimad Bhagavatam, and some way or other I pulled on. In 1966, I started this movement after incorporation in New York under the State Religious Act, and I began to chant the Hare Krishna mantra in a park in New York, Tompkins Square. And these young boys and girls began to assemble and chant and dance. That was the beginning. And then one well-known poet, perhaps you know him, Mr. Allen Ginsberg. He was also coming and joined with us. In this way, first of all, we started our center in New York, 2nd Avenue, and then gradually expanded to San Francisco, Montreal, Boston, Buffalo, and Los Angeles. Now we have got 52 branches all over the world, including one in Tokyo, one in Hong Kong, one in Sydney, Australia. Now try to understand what is this Hare Krishna movement. This Hare Krishna movement was started recently, about 500 years ago, by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared in Bengal in the district of Nadia, about 60 miles north of Calcutta, and he started this movement. Of course, it is not to be understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started something new. No, it is the oldest, in the sense that 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna spoke about this Krishna consciousness movement in the Bhagavad Gita. And if we go further, then from the statement of Bhagavad Gita, we understand that it was started about 40 million years ago. Prabhupada spoke at length about the science of Krishna consciousness. Then he concluded, now, what is this Krishna consciousness movement? The Krishna consciousness movement means the essence of all religious principles. What is religious principle? Religious principle means to abide by the laws of God. That is called religious principle. Simple word. Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma means the codes and the laws given by God. That is dharma or religion. This is a long subject matter. It is not possible to explain everything that is the Krishna consciousness movement. But the actual fact is, this Krishna consciousness movement means to bring one to his original consciousness. That is the sum and substance. The original consciousness can be achieved by a simple method. What is that? Chanting this, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is a fact. Just like we have got so many European and American boys and girls How have they come to this platform? Now, how have they given up their old habits? Naturally, these boys and girls were taught from the beginning of their life so many things which are not accepted in Vedic civilization, but they have now given them up. There's no illicit sex life among our students. There's no meat eating. There's no intoxication, including coffee, tea, and cigarettes, and there is no gambling. And they are practiced to chanting Hare Krishna mantra, as you have seen some of the samples. We have got 52 branches. In every branch, we have not less than 25 devotees, up to 100. So this is the Brahma Bhuta stage. It is not story, it is fact. How is it attained? It is attained by Krishna consciousness. Our request to everyone is, whatever you are doing, it doesn't matter. Please take to this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. That is our only request. You will not lose anything, but you will gain very much, simply by chanting. It will cleanse your heart. I do not want to take much of your time. This Hare Krishna movement is very nice, authorized, spiritual, simple, and sublime, all at once. If you kindly take to this, you will be benefited and your life will be successful. Thank you very much. On April 11th, Srila Prabhupada wrote to Damodar Das, quote, "We just completed one grand Sankirtan festival entitled Bhagavad Dharma Discourses, a Hare Krishna festival, which 25,000 to 30,000 people were attending daily for 11 days for lecture, arti, kirtan, and prasad. It was a grand success, and we shall soon be establishing our permanent center here in Bombay very soon." Prabhupada was exceptionally pleased with the turnout. Perhaps 1 million people had passed through the pandal. Yes, this is the way, he kept saying, this is the way. And thus the Bombay pandal initiated a whole series of similar programs in Delhi, Calcutta, and other Indian cities. So much nectar here. But I think we'll end here. So thank you for listening so patiently and attentively. And now, if any of you have any questions or comments, any reflections you would like to share. Yeah. Do we have a microphone that can go? There's a hand up. Raghava Goswami Das.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thanks for wonderful speaking from your book, Dancing White Elephants. It's very fresh. Though it is 52 years back, the events have happened. I think 1972 to these events have started happening.
Sorry?
1972. The events you have collected from the book, 1972.
Yeah, 71, 72.
52 years, still they are very fresh.
Yes.
The few questions I have, 3 questions. You spoke about Daivi Varnashram system. Can you elaborate on it? Number 2, Krishna conscious essence of all religions. That's what you spoke about. Third is chanting formally, chanting Hare Krishna formally. Can you, either you can speak 3 about it or any other options which you think a priority as the time is important? Any topic.
Yeah, well, Daivi Varnashram, there's one kind of Varnashram. Of course, Varnashram, Varna means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, and ashram means brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. So there's a type of varnashram which is not really correct according to the Bhagavad Gita. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Chatur Varna Maya Shristam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. That one is placed in a Varna according to Guna and Karma. Guna means quality and Karma means activity, not according to birth. But there are unfortunately people in India who consider that, if one was born into a Brahmin family, he was a Brahmin. In 1977, I think Jayaprakash Narayan, and he organized a big gathering in which the caste Brahmins took off their threads and placed them in a big bonfire. And when the devotees informed Srila Prabhupada about it, he said, good. They admit that they're all Sudras. So, yeah. So Daivi Varnashram means according to qualities and work, not according to birth. And chanting, yes, as Srila Prabhupada said, we have to chant with firm faith and without offense. And then we get the full benefit, great benefit. And then what was the other question?
Sense of all religion is Krishna.
Yeah. So Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, which means that the path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord himself. And so Krishna consciousness, we follow the Bhagavad Gita, which is spoken by the Lord himself. And so that's the essence of all religion, Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. So this is Srila Prabhupada's mercy. He's given us this perfect philosophy and perfect method of chanting and perfect life of Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much for, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, you mentioned in the book, in the initial storyline, then the past time you mentioned about Prabhupada told them to go to Delhi and give 50 rupees and with someone like to stay nearby to that mohalla. So all the devotees were accompanying, you were also were there that time, I think, in Delhi preaching program that you mentioned. So how suddenly Manu Maharaj, yourself, I think Gurudas Prabhu, Yamuna Mataji was there. So very short time with the Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, but the level of surrender that were having, they were tolerating all the inconveniences. How it is beyond our imagination, Maharaj. We got so much mercy, but still there is no surrender. So how it is happening is like sudden surrender to Srila Prabhupada. We can't even think about that. Hare Krishna.
Yes, it's true. We came by train from Amritsar. Amritsar was our first stop after Bombay. And the train stopped in Delhi. And Srila Prabhupada had been corresponding with a man named Gupta. And Mr. Gupta came to the train station, and Srila Prabhupada asked 5 or 6 of us to get down: Guru Das, Yamuna, Bruce, who later became Banu Das and then Banu Swami, Gopal, and me. And yeah, he gave us 50 rupees and said, see what you can do. And yeah, a lot happened. And one thing was that there were a lot of rumors, false rumors, malicious rumors, that we were CIA. And Srila Prabhupada wanted us to get our picture taken with Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And he thought that if we had our picture taken with her people would see that we're recognized and we're genuine. So it was quite a challenge, but we managed to get an appointment with her. And then she herself asked if we would like to get our picture taken with her. So he said, yeah. So that picture is here. And so it shows all of us with her. And I'm holding a copy of the Krishna book with Prabhupada's photo on the back cover facing the camera. And Gopal is holding a little framed photo of Srila Prabhupada in his hand. And Guru Das and Jamuna have placed a back to Godhead in Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's hand. So yeah. So we were successful in that. Yeah. Yeah, Prabhupada was very happy. And we made, Prabhupada suggested we meet his old friend, Jay Dayal Dalmia, and he became a life member. And yeah, one thing led to another, and we met many important people in Delhi who became life members and supporters and helped us. So yeah, we should just surrender to Srila Prabhupada, do whatever he wants us to do, and have faith in his mercy and compassion. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Maharaj, in Gaur Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, we know that Jagai Madhai were liberated and they became devotee. But in case of Juhu temple fight, Mr. Nayak was killed by Narsingh Dev. So didn't it happen that he became devotee? So how can we understand, means in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's moment, Lord Narsingh killed him, he did not become devotee?
Yes, so So one day I was at Dobi Talao, and there were vendors with newspapers and magazines on the footpath. And I looked down and I saw a big headline on the front page of the Free Press Journal, A.B. Nair dead. So I was very happy. But I also questioned myself, I'm trying to be a devotee. Is this proper that I should feel jubilant when someone dies? And I went to Juhu, and the devotees were also jubilant, and they were distributing sweets. But still, I wasn't completely sure. So I wanted to phone Srila Prabhupada and inform him. He was in New Zealand, and I wasn't so used to dealing on that level with Srila Prabhupada, but Bali Mardan happened to be in Bombay, so he phoned, and Shruti Kirti Prabhu took the call, and Bali Mardan informed him that Nair was dead. Then Shruti Kirti informed Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada folded his hands and said, "Thank you, Krishna. I was praying for this. He caused too much difficulty for the devotees and the deities. So it is good that Nrsingadev has killed him." So then Shruti Kirti Prabhu asked him, well, if Nrsingadev killed him, does that mean he was liberated? And Srila Prabhupada said, no, he was not such a big demon that he was like personally killed by Lord Nrsingadev. But then Prabhupada wrote a letter to me and a number of our supporters in Jew, saying that today I have received one telephonic message that Nair is dead. And if this is true, it is a great occasion for celebration. And then he quoted Prahlad Maharaj, that even saintly persons take pleasure when a snake or a scorpion is killed. And Nair was a big snake. So our pleasure in Nair's death was bona fide and confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj through Srila Prabhupada that, even a saintly person takes pleasure when a snake or a scorpion is killed. Hare Krishna. Yes, Madhunan.
Maharaj, that title of the book, Dancing White Elephants. So when did Prabhupada quote this? What was the background of this? Is it there in the book already?
Yeah, Prabhupada called us his dancing white elephants because we were different. We were white, and he in a way you could say he paraded us around India, and people were very attracted. Yeah. The foreword was written by Malati Dasi, and there's an excerpt from it on the back cover. This book is a page turner to the highest degree. Once you begin, you just can't put it down. Through Maharaja's carefully chosen words, you will see the exquisite sights and feel like you are living the experiences that were part of establishing the Hare Krishna movement in India. You will meet incredible devotees who became pillars of this movement through their own storied spiritual growth and advancement, and be introduced to seemingly ordinary persons whose lives became transformed by contact with Prabhupada and his dancing white elephants, just as he envisioned. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Divya Krishna.
Maharaj, I would like to glorify you with one Bhagavatam shloka. This shloka comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This shloka is Nashta Praisha Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So Maharaj, the meaning of this shloka is that Nashta Praisha Abhadreshu, all our sins can be destroyed when we serve Bhagavata, and these Bhagavatas are of two kinds. One is the book Bhagavata, which is written by Prabhupada, and one is the person Bhagavata. And Maharaj, you are the best example. Like you are and you are like the encyclopedia of so many pastimes of Srila Prabhupada, and which is very beautifully written down in all of your books. And so just by serving you also, we can get benefited and go back to Golok.
Thank you. And that verse you quoted has a lot of meaning for me personally, because when I was with Srila Prabhupada in Calcutta, he was keeping us so busy, I didn't have time to read. And I was feeling guilty, but I didn't say anything. But when I was sitting before Srila Prabhupada in his room, he may have read my mind, and he quoted that verse, Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And as you said, there are two types of Bhagavats, the book Bhagavat and the person Bhagavat. And Srila Prabhupada told me, he assured me, that just by serving the person Bhagavat, all the truths of the book Bhagavat will be revealed to you, even if you don't read the book. So, yeah, he was encouraging me, in my service to him, and assuring me that I shouldn't worry about not having time to read the books. But of course, under ordinary circumstances, we should read the books. But those were extraordinary circumstances. I just didn't have time. So he said, yeah, just by serving the person Bhagavat, all the truths of the book Bhagavat will be revealed, even if you never read the book. So thank you for quoting that important shloka. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for the wonderful class. Maharaj, in your book, Many Moons, you very wholesomely glorify His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Can you speak few lines about how you found IFAST as a community very different and very unique in your dealings with His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj?
Yes. So in Many Moons, I discuss 9 departed Vaishnavas. 6 Prabhupada disciples and 3 grand disciples of Prabhupada, and one, as you mentioned, was His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. And when I visited IFAS, that's Institute for Applied Spiritual Technology, which he established, I was amazed by how many qualified Black people had joined. And yeah, they were really excellent devotees and expert in their service. And I was very much impressed with his work. Yeah, it was extraordinary. Does that answer the question? Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Okay, there's 2. Okay.
Dear Maharaj, we see now that when the movement started in the initial days, so it was booming initially in the Western countries and it was very difficult to preach in India. But now we see that India is booming, but the movement is very struggling in the Western countries. So how can we support the movement in abroad?
Well, it's true. I mean, Krishna consciousness is really flourishing in India. It's going on pretty well in America, but not like when Prabhupada was here. But yeah, it's going on. There are a lot of temples are supported mainly by Indians in America. But yeah, Srila Prabhupada wanted us to like preach to the local people and attract the local people. But some places are doing that quite well. But India's, I mean, Krishna consciousness is expanding like anything. It's like, I think Prabhupada would be very happy with that. Yeah. I recently visited Mayapur, and then after Mayapur, it just so happened that His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Maharaj was in Juhu, and I met him there. And he commented that when he first went to Mayapur, there were like 5 or 6 devotees. And now there are 7,500. So you can see how it's grown. Yeah, it's really flourishing in India by Prabhupada's mercy and the hard work and intelligent endeavors of the devotees. And there was another question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is that when Adi Shankaracharya came and he was considered as the avatar of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is a devotee of Lord Narayan or Krishna.
Wait, when who came?
Adi Shankaracharya, Sripada Shankaracharya.
Yeah.
But he never mentioned in his quotings or in his teachings the teachings of Bhagavatam. He only taught people about Advaita Vedanta. And when Sri Ramanujacharya was preaching the same bhakti movement, he also promoted the Garud Puran and Vishnu Puran, sorry. But he also didn't like to talk about the Bhagavatam much, and he openly talked about it, that it is so monoistic. So if we consider that Adi Shankaracharya means Lord Shiva is the devotee of Krishna, then why did the Lord came two times, one in this Sri Sampradaya and one in the Shankaracharya, that none of them talked about the Bhagavatam? That is the question.
Well, I wasn't aware that they didn't speak about the Bhagavatam. I can't answer why they didn't. I didn't even know that they didn't.
Okay. Then my one more. We consider Gautam Buddha as the ninth avatar of the Vishnu. And if I talk to the Buddhist devotees, then they say that the whole world will be the Buddha devotees or Buddha consciousness within the 2500 years of the death of Buddha. But when I hear the talkings of the ISKCON devotees, then they say from 10,000 years from now, everyone will be following japa. So why means these promises are not matching with each other when all are the avatars of Vishnu himself, like Buddha and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Oh yes, we understand that there will be a golden age within Kali Yuga for 10,000 years. And once I was with His Holiness Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj in Mauritius, and we were at the airport and we were discussing, and he actually had a Shastric reference to that 10,000 years, which will be the golden age within Kali Yuga. But I didn't follow what you're saying in the Sri Sampradaya. They say something else.
Sri Sampradaya is I have heard that it is started by Lakshminarayan or Sitaram. Thank you. Not in this question. I told about the Gautam Buddha. That Gautam Buddha devotees say that in the 25 years, 2500 years, means 2500 years of the death of Buddha, his teachings will flourish again, mainly in India. So if we go in the Vipassana in the Mumbai itself, so they claim this and they have the references of that also. And we have the reference in the ISKCON movements. So we claim that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this movement, and 10,000 years from now, everyone will be with the mala in their hand and they will be means doing the Harinam Sankirtan. So both are the avatar of Vishnu himself. Gautam Buddha is considered the ninth one, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as the Krishna himself. Then why there are the mismatch in the teachings of both of them? This is the questions.
Because you're saying that Buddha, yeah,
Gautam Buddha.
yeah. He says what? The golden age will start.
No, Maharaj Buddha doesn't say that. His followers are saying that. So whether there is any Shastric reference, we do not know. But this, as you said, Gaur Govind Maharaj quoted Shastric reference for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement going on for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Anybody else has any question? Are you allowed second time?
Not the question, Guru Maharaj. I have some gifts for you and Madhavana Prabhu from South India, Asmadev. Some shawl from I want to offer to you. And shawl.
Okay.
So Raghav Goswami Prabhu wants to offer a shawl from Lord Nrsimhadev to Maharaj.
From Khadri Nrsimhadev. Very popular.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
We made flags, Hare Krishna flags for our ashram. You can launch Hare Krishna in Telugu. You can hold it.
This is Hare Krishna in Telugu language.
This is for Madhavana Prabhu. from Nrsimhadev.
And this is for Madhavananda Prabhu from the Nrsingadev temple.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
My pleasure.
Let us thank His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj by loudly chanting Hari Bol. So, before we end, some announcements. The last announcement will be the most important. Before that, another important message for all of you. From 24th February, 24th, 25th February, and 2nd and 3rd March, 7 p.m. and onwards in this same hall, there will be Journey of Self-Discovery course by His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhu. And all the devotees are requested to register their friends, neighbors, family members who can come for this course. Charges are rupees 500. Outside there will be a person sitting there. He can take registrations right now also. So that's the announcement for future. Today's announcement is that Maharaj is sitting here and he can give autographs for the books. There is a book table behind, and all the books which Maharaj has written so far, and particularly this new book, Dancing White Elephants, is available there. So please, those who want, they can take the copies and come here.
I'll go there. I
Oh,
brought
okay.
my special pen for signing. So I'll go in and I'll
Okay.
sign their books.
So Maharaj will sit right there and he'll sign also. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
After this, there will be prasad down in the parking lobby. Hare Krishna.
Bye. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to offer this book for my son. You can write his name because he has read your book 3 times. I don't have copies, so we can gift him this new book.